Man encounters an unidentified animal in his lawn that refuses to go away for a surprising reason. David Scott, a 45-year-old man, felt his heart in his mouth when he encountered a strange-looking creature in his lawn. The man was playing outside with his child when he noticed the creature standing still in the middle of the garden. The beast was giving them a death stare that, for obvious reasons, bothered them a lot. It is then Scott ran back home with his kid and waited for the animal to go, but the intruder stayed put. It appeared as if it was not willing to go, but why? The animal looked panic-stricken, just like the father and his child. The animal kept staring at them, waiting for their next move, or perhaps the beast was about to do something. For some surprising reason, it began to walk towards instead of running away. It was difficult to make out what exactly it was. The animal resembled a fox. However, the color of the creature was quite different from the ordinary fox. Usually, the fox is found in black or orange color, but this one was of silver color. Furthermore, the fox was bigger in size as compared to any ordinary fox. The sudden appearance of this unidentifiable creature bothered David Scott a great deal. What worried him even more was the fact that he was not able to identify the creature. The 45-year-old man had encountered a strange creature with his child in his own home. What was he going to do? Well, Scott decided to go back home, as staying outside with his kid was not a wise thing to do. He did not chase the creature away, as doing that would have provoked the creature. He locked his house from inside and waited for the animal to go. They looked at it through the window, and it was then they realized that leaving the animal out there was not an option for them. The creature was not willing to go. The fox stayed in their ground for several minutes and kept staring at them. Why the fox was not leaving, and what does it want? Going out there in the ground again could be dangerous, as they had no idea about the temperament of the fox. Was the fox in some kind of danger? Many times social media has proven instrumental in solving the complicated mysteries. Scott decided to put a post on Facebook to see if anyone knew anything about this creature. They started off with how they found the animal and how they mistook it for a dog. Scott's partner and the mother of the child, Anna, wrote, "He'd gone out with the baby and I heard him shouting that there's a wild animal and he was a bit panicked by it. Anna went outside to see if everything was okay. She spotted the creature lying beneath the table. At first she misidentified as a dog, but then her eyes perceived the tail of the creature." Ms. McCardle recalls that when the animal stood up on its feet, she spotted its bushy tail and thought it must be a fox. "I didn't know there was such a thing as black foxes." The post reached many people, and one of them was Amanda Lovett, a former RSPCA inspector. She immediately called the family after seeing the post and extended a hand of help. The help soon arrived at the door of Scott family. Whereas the family was inside the house, the fox was right there on the ground. The animal, who was still there, behaved in a most unexpected way when it saw rescuers coming towards it. The family had waited long for the animal to leave their house, but it seemed that the fox had no intention of leaving their garden. The Scotts lastly called in professional for help. This is when they turned to Facebook. When Amanda made it to their home, it was the animal she spotted the first. She recalls, "He kept looking as if he wanted to get in the house." If you know anything about foxes, then you might be aware of their speed. They are very fast in running, and so can hide quickly. The rescuers were clueless about the animal. They did not know if the creature was a wild animal or someone's pet, nor had they any idea whether it was injured or not. They could not understand how to approach the beast, and it was then they decided to do something. Lovett had been a rescuer for a long time. She had rescued many animals before that, so in no time the woman came up with a plan to catch the fox. She made the fox run into the utility room. She says, "We shooed him into the utility room, where I was able to calm him down and put him in a cat box." Well, what happened next made their rescue mission even more interesting. Lovett was having a cat box and a grasper with her, and she was going to make use of these two instruments only in rescuing the fox. They had today only, as it was Saturday, which meant that the night was going to be full of fireworks. She said, one of the biggest nights of fireworks, and we knew we had to get the fox to safety. Thanks to Lovett's experience, she managed to get a hold of the fox. Thereafter, she took the fox to the Wildlife Center, Stapley Grange. The center remained open even in the midnight so that people could visit the fox whenever required. Lovett later described that the beast was very quiet and seemed tame. The fox was also named. The fox was named Shadow. The Wildlife Center's staff also revealed that this animal was a male silver fox. The fox of this kind is primarily bred for their unique fur. Amazingly, it did not take long for the Shadow to get along with the humans, which meant that the fox was not strange to the humans. Perhaps it was someone's pet. By observing the behavior of the fox, it seemed that it was an exotic pet that must have gone lost, abandoned, or run away from his owner. It was difficult to believe that someone had abandoned this beautiful animal. There was no clue as to who was the owner of Shadow, but the team was doing its best to find out his owner. The fox had not been microchipped either. That made the case even worse. The fox remained so calm around humans, but this one was very friendly with them. Lee Stewart, the manager of the Stapley Grange, said, "It is likely that Shadow has been kept as a pet and he is either escaped, in which case we need to find his owners, or he has been dumped by his owners." Stewart also made clear that the fox was checked over by our team of vets and was found to be in good health, just a little overweight. Well, the information indicates that the animal had a great life, as he was leading a healthy and happy life till the time he went astray or got abandoned by his owners. Stewart also shed light on the current condition of the fox. He clarified that Shadow is doing well in their shelter. Stewart further said that Shadow is the first silver fox we have ever had here at Stapley Grange. In nearly 25 years we've been open. The manager further stated, "He is an impressive-looking animal, and it has been interesting to all of us to have such a rare admission. The center people were doing their best to provide comfort to this rarely found fox. But what were they going to do with this fox? They can't keep it here all their lives." Well, they had already planned their next step. Shadow was going to stay under the supervision of the vets for some days, and after that he would be shifted to a place suitable for him until the rescuers find out his home and owner. They decided to send him to a professional caretaker well-versed in handling foxes. Silver foxes and red foxes belong to the same species in the UK. The only difference is of the color. Whereas red foxes can easily be found in the wild, silver foxes are a rare species, as they are primarily bred because of their fur. They own a beautiful and dark fur that sets it apart from others. That is the reason why people like to keep it as a pet. Foxes like to eat berries, rodents, plants, and rabbits. Along with that, they require a vast space so that they can roam around freely. They don't like to stay indoors, and they have a specific kind of smell that is awful too. Ordinarily, an adult fox weighs about 5 to 7 kilograms, but Shadows seem to weigh a little more than 7 kilograms. Silver foxes can be 1 meter long as far as its length is concerned. In terms of size, the foxes are very much like a medium-sized dog. The only difference is that the dogs are easy to handle, but fox, well, they are too notorious to control. RSPCA suggests deep research for the people who are planning on adopting a fox. One should go through all the required details of the wild animal they are willing to adopt. It is important as to see if they are able to provide the animal with a comfortable home, nutrition, and care. Not only that, the exotic pets should be given equally exotic vets, which can cost a fortune. As for Shadow, the fox will not be taken back to the wild, as he has always stayed as a pet. Additionally, the fox would be taken under the supervision of the professionals, as he would not be able to survive on his own. Therefore, the animal needed to stay in the sanctuary. Ms. McCardle further states, "It's a real shame foxes like that to be domesticated." RSPCA suggests against having foxes as pets. No doubt they are cute, but at the same time they are dangerous too. Taking care of foxes is not an easy thing. Many times the people with a lot of experiences fail in caring for the animal. If you want to adopt any pet, then go for dog or cat. Foxes are not a good choice as they are too ferocious to tame. Every animal out there deserves affection and care. No one should hurt them. And you should never abandon your pet if you have any, as it is only you who they can look to as family.